Okay, so if you know me, then you know I am a huge movie freak. I pretty much thought I knew everything about movies. Well, I thought I did. A few days ago, one of my friends actually showed me this picture of an iceberg. Now, you all probably know about the dark web, deep web iceberg, you know, where it shows like Google and YouTube and stuff on the top layer, and as you progressively go down, you get to websites that you've probably never heard of, and that are on the dark web. Now, personally, I've never been to the dark web, and maybe I'd do that. Maybe I'll do that sometime. But the point is not the dark web. It's about another type of iceberg that my friend told me about, and it was the Disturbing Movie Iceberg. I always thought I was very familiar with the disturbing movies and bloody movies out there because it always fascinated me to figure out and find out all of the terrible movies, like the controversial bloody movies that people decide to make, like actually go out and make. So right here, it really shows how all the underground movies that you've never really even heard of. And some of them are so messed up. So yeah, this is probably going to be a disturbing video. So casually, I'm just gonna show you what's on the iceberg. Okay, so this is as simple as literally just typing in Disturbing Movie Iceberg, and you'll come across this picture right here, and you'll see that it'll have this guy on the first layer, and then you'll see that there's actually a lot of movies actually written here. At first, I didn't even know, at first I knew a lot of the movies, but after the third layer, there's 3, 6, 7, there's actually 8 layers in total. I realized that I knew a lot of the movies, but after the third layer, I started to not even know or hear of any of the movies at all there. On the first layer with this guy, we have Friday the 13th, which is spelled wrong, Child's Play, Scream, Insidious, The Ring, Conjuring, Annabelle, Nightmare on Elm Street, and The Grudge. Now, you probably have heard of a lot, if not all of these movies before, but this layer actually really showed me, it really set the tone for what was happening on this iceberg here. And the thing that it showed me was that we have The Conjuring here. Have you seen The Conjuring? It is pretty much, it's one of, if not the scariest movie I've ever seen. Now, I'm not easy to scare for horror movies because I know too much of the production, and I'm always watching the acting and stuff, and it never really scares me. But The Conjuring, that was scary. Well, it wasn't the scariest. I don't know. I'm always between Conjuring and this other movie called Antrum. Yeah, I recommend you not really watch Antrum if you are easily scared. That movie will creep you out. So we go down to the second layer, and we have Saw. Saw is actually, yes, it's very, very bloody. It's one of my favorite movie series of all time. I just love the storyline of Saw. So we also have Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Hills Have Eyes, Tusk, Midsummer, Hostel, House of a Thousand Corpses, and Human Centipede. Now, if you don't know, on this layer we have Human Centipede. Only on the second layer, out of 8. And that's supposed to be like one of the most disturbing movies ever made. So let's go down a little bit farther. And we are greeted with Salo, or the 120 Days of Sodom. And they didn't, I think that's how you say Sodom. They didn't put in Sodom. Probably they ran out of space, I guess. Salo is like, yeah, Human Centipede is supposed to be the most disturbing movie ever made, but Salo is even more of the most disturbing movie ever made. So we also come across Martyrs. I don't know what that is. A Serbian film, Pink Flamingos, Human Centipede 2, Tetsuo, I think that's how you say it, The Iron Man, Suicide Club, Cannibal Holocaust, and The House That Jack Built. Now, The House That Jack Built, let me tell you, I've never seen The House That Jack Built, not yet, but I am pretty fascinated about it because it was directed by Lars von Trier. I'll just warn you that anything by Lars von Trier is going to be messed up. That's his thing. He loves messed up, he loves disturbing, and he loves bringing in a really good cast to do it, to grab your attention. So basically what this layer is NC-17, 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 like there a lot of them are NC-17. So before we go below this layer, These layers were the ones I've never actually really heard. I haven't actually heard of many of the movies on these layers. And this is where you start to question, why would anybody name the movies this? We are greeted with Slow Torture Puke Chamber. Very disgusting title. I will not look that up. I will not read the next one because there are some I will not read. I just will not do it. August Underground. Guinea Pig, which I've actually kind of heard of. I don't know if it's the same movie actually, but there's like a Guinea Pig Flower of Flesh and Blood. I don't know what it was called, but it was something like that. Something along those lines. Snuff 1 or 2, and here's something important. Some of these are going to be snuff films, which if you don't know, snuff is a term for a movie where the actors are actually hurt or die. So this really proves how disturbing and the underground, like I'm telling you, underground movies. You never heard of these. I haven't even heard of most of these, and I thought I knew everything about movies. Okay, Slaughtered Vomit Dolls. That's just disgusting to say, but I've actually heard of that. It's from this guy named... Oh, this is going to be terrible for my search history. It's directed by this guy that actually has a few movies on this list. His name is Lucifer Valentine. I don't know if that's his real name. The point is that he directs some of these movies on here, like Slaughtered Vomit Dolls, Regurgitated Sacrifice. Like, where does he get these names from? And another one down here that I'll get to. So here's another one, Necromantic. Pretty sure YouTube will attack me for saying what it's actually supposed to stand for, but it's about these two people who really love a dead body. So we also have Where the Dead Go to Die. So this is just a weird movie about... Oh yeah, here's the poster if you're wondering. Yeah, that's the poster. So that's apparently a movie. It's one of the only animated movies on this list, so you know that they put in a bunch of crap in this one. So it's apparently about these kids who meet some talking dog that takes them through dimensions. I don't know, that's just what the description says right here. The only movie I've actually seen on here that's the lowest is House of a Thousand Corpses. It's a Rob Zombie movie. It was actually pretty good, I'm gonna be honest. We also have Juvenile Crime, which I don't know, and we have Philosophy of a Knife, which I have heard of. It's a Japanese movie, very brutal Japanese movie, and it's like 4 hours, I'm pretty sure. Okay, we're gonna go down farther. Hold your breath. That was a dumb thing to say. Woman's Flesh, My Red... Like, why? Why? Why do you name your movies this? Is it even acting at this point? It's probably just all snuff. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Girl Hell 1999. Psycho Cinema. Oh, I actually, my friend told me about this one. My Chan's Daily Life, the movie. Apparently My Chan's Daily Life is some anime series. The Necrophiles, which you could probably guess what that is. The Taming of Rebecca. I don't know what that is either. Oh, and look at this one I decided to look up a few days ago. The Gateway Meat. Doesn't that just sound pleasant? No, it's actually, like, if you look it up, there is no poster, really. It's one of those movies where it won't even show you the poster, so let's type in The Gateway Meat. Yeah, see, it doesn't even show you a poster or anything. Oh crap, do I do it? Do I do it? Well, I better learn how to make a blur filter. Oh! Oh my gosh, why? Why? This better be acting. I'm pretty sure this is acting. But I heard it was a director that really wanted to make a brutal movie, and so he did that. And he even plays one of the main character in the movie. That's just what I've heard. I really don't know anything about it. Okay, so let's go farther down. Before looking at the iceberg, this was the lowest movie I've actually heard of. It's called Faces of Death. So that is a documentary that actually is showing real deaths. Some of it's portrayed, a lot of it's real. It's just showing real deaths around the world. And right next to it you see Traces of Death, which I heard after looking it up that it's just Faces of Death, a ripoff, but it has rock music in the background. Or yeah, that doesn't sound too bad, but it's real deaths, and that honestly bothers me. I hate watching real deaths. I can't watch real people getting hurt. It's got to be acting. Because if it's acting, I know it's okay. But if it's real, that really bothers me. So we have Mondo Cane, which is another thing portraying real deaths from the 60s. Junk Films, Africa at Adio. So as you're probably starting to realize, if you've ever heard of these movies or stopped to look them up, then you'll realize that these are actually real death movies. Like these are movies that are documentaries about real deaths. Like this one right here, Buried in the Sand. It's a documentary about America and Iraq and it shows all the brutal, uncensored, of course, deaths that is caused in Iraq to the Iraq people. Saddam Hussein's, I don't know how to say his name, I'm sorry. I have no idea how to say his name. So it's only rated R, apparently. It seems like the most relevant one out of all of them because it's informative instead of just look at these killings, they're cool. Black Metal Veins, that's the other one that Lucifer Valentine directs. Not gonna read the other ones. Okay, we're gonna go even farther. So, Death to Kafar. Death to Kafar. I don't know who that is. Do I look it up? This one's uncomfortable to say. Vomit Enema Ecstasy 1 and 2. Honestly, that kind of makes me laugh a little bit because of how dumb that title is. Like that's just disgusting. It seems like the director just wanted to make it clear that this movie is weird and you won't like it. So, let's see. Squirm Fest. I'm going to look that one up. I have to just out of curiosity. All right, let's see what else there is. The Motel Files and Other Random Cuts. Well, that's great. The rest I will not read. Okay, here we are on the final layer. So we were just on the layer with this whale thing that looks like it came straight from hell. And then we have this guy who looks like he just came out of a trance and is looking at how the universe is created. He looks like he can see the future. I'm distracting myself with crap jokes so I don't have to look at the movies. This one's in another language. I think I can already guess what it is. I will not read that one. Okay, Snuff R73. Something is telling me that's a snuff film. Alright, that's another language. Foobar. Ogrish Collection. I don't know what that is, so I'm just gonna... I have no idea what that is. I don't know if I just said something terrible. The second to last one is quite interesting. Most disturbed person on planet Earth. 1 to 3. So there's 3 movies. 3, apparently, if you couldn't read. I have never heard of this one before I looked at it. I looked it up. And what it is it's another documentary about the most disturbed person on planet Earth. So it's another one of those that it's like extremely uncensored, extremely uncut, extremely graphic. This is also another one of those movies where people on YouTube dare each other to watch it and you see the reactions or something. Or maybe that was just one video. I also didn't watch that either. But the point is that it's supposed to be a really, really graphic documentary. Do I go to images? Let's do it. Okay, that's not bad. It's just, it's so bad that they didn't even bother to put in pictures. Okay, now, the very last one on the list, that was only second. Most disturbed person on planet Earth was only second on the list. The very last movie on the list is so messed up, I'm not even gonna look it up. It is so disgusting. I don't even think about it. It's so unimaginably horrifying that the title makes me squirm. I will not look it up. I don't care what you say. I don't care how much money I'm paid. Wait, maybe I do. I don't care how many views I get. I don't care about any of that. I will not look up this movie. You, the viewer, whoever you are, watching this, you can go right on the internet to this Disturbing Movie Iceberg and look it up for yourself. And in fact, I'm just gonna end it right there because this iceberg has been bothering me for such a long time now because 1, I thought I knew movies and this proves to me I didn't. And 2, it shows me how disturbing and messed up people are. I don't know why people do this. Anyway, I'm glad I finally got this video out because I am done talking about this. I'm done thinking about this movie Iceberg. It's just so messed up about the things that people make. And that's gonna be all for this video, and I'm out.